Okay, I'm going to start with what we're talking about today is cardio, sleep, and right relationship with food, the habit of healthier eating guidelines. It's more about when do you eat? So we're going to do a little workshop. You'll want a pen and paper. But first I'm going to go over kind of some basics, like how important it is absolutely to have 8 hours of sleep. Doesn't really matter what ailments you have, your body's going to repair and regenerate with sleep. And if you're not getting the sleep you need, it's going to deteriorate. There's no way around that. Mind, body will deteriorate without sleep. There's signs of dementia, physiological. On CAT scans, they can see it physiologically in young people with when they don't get enough sleep. It shows up so quickly. Yeah. And obviously your muscles, your skin, your bones, all your body systems need that time to rebuild and repair. If you still don't believe me how important it is, let me know and I'll send you some videos from, there's a lot of research and information about that. And the same thing is for having cardio, which is cardiovascular endurance, is how your heart is able to function and stay conditioned like your other muscles. If you use it or lose it. And it's recommended for everybody, regardless of status of ability, disability, injury, age, bare minimum 30 minutes a day. And that can come in all kinds of forms. So we'll look at that in a minute. Like what kind of cardio do you like? What kind of cardio do you want to do? So cardiovascular endurance, you're going to get it any way that you're moving whole body rhythmic movement, the repetitiveness of it. You want to do a minimum of 10 minutes at a time. Do longer without having, if it's too difficult, you want to shoot for minimum 10 minutes and do that 2 or 3 times a day. And so yeah, it could be walking, it can be swimming is great for people with fibromyalgia or arthritis or mobility issues if you can't. If you have a hard time walking, try swimming. If you don't like swimming and can't walk, you have to find another way to move your whole body. Yeah, so then the other one is we were going to go into the habit. This week's habit for our group is the right relationship with food, and it's less about looking at what are you eating and more about when are you eating. And there's this idea that body, it takes time for food to digest, so you want to give it some space in between meals. Yeah, so I'm going to get to the other stuff in a minute, but let's pull out your paper and pen. You want to write at the top of your paper, maybe along the long side. Let's see, I'll show you my view. So I've got the left side is one piece to it, the right side is another piece. So left side at the top, and then along food, sleep, cardio. And Over here, you've got interests. So I want you to start with your interests and write down what, this is specifically for the cardio, what types of whole body rhythmic movement do you like to do or do you want to do? Sports, running, swimming, power yoga, anything where you're moving rhythmically, your arms, your legs, your torso, for more than 2 minutes at a time. Anything under 2 or 3 minutes, actually using your heart to give fuel to your muscles. Okay. Okay, so you got a pen and paper. You're going to write down, start by writing down all the ways that you like to get cardio. Cardio exercise, meaning whole body rhythmic movement. If it's work, that's great. If it's going out to the fields, if it's picking up stuff and moving back and forth. But the idea is that you're continuing the rhythmic action for more than 2 minutes. If it's less than 2 or 3 minutes, the heart's not working. I mean, the heart's working, of course, but it's not actually conditioning to that extent to have to move more blood flow, to move more fuel to get to the muscles and the cells. Before 2 or 3 minutes, you're using your storage, your sugar storage, your glycogen storage in the muscle tissue. Great. Okay. You got some interests written down?
To me?
Yeah.
Yeah, cleaning and weeding.
Cleaning and weeding. Is there anything that the other thing you can put on the list is things that you've hoped to do and want to do in your life that requires your body to move rhythmically? Because there's this idea that you use it or lose it. So things you want to do in the future, you want to work your way towards them. I mean, sailing?
Long walks. Long walks. I was gonna put sailing, but I'll put sailing. If it's windy, it can be pretty exciting and active.
Yeah, and then also the idea that even if you have injuries, you want to have this active recovery. You want to be moving the injury and getting blood flow to the injury without doing more damage. But anyways, we don't get into that too much. Okay. So you got your interests, and then you got on a piece of paper, you also want to write, can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Write food, sleep, and cardio down one side. And at the top, you're going to write what and when.
Okay.
And yeah, so go ahead and fill those out to the best of your ability while I talk along. Okay, so think about this week. We'll do this for let's just start with imagine 3 days. Right? You know, one day is fine too if it doesn't fit. Doesn't really matter. You can do this for real, like you're really gonna do it, or you can just imagine. So, what are you gonna eat today and in the next 3 days? And aim for sleep and cardio, or whole body rhythmic movement. So if you're watching the video, you can pause this and fill those out. Fill out what you want to eat, how much you're going to sleep tonight, tomorrow, and the next day. And I'm going to talk here, add more clarity for answering the other boxes. Okay, so this idea of intermittent fasting is looking more at when you eat than what you eat. And there's idea that your body needs the time to process and repair each meal. And then overnight, while you're sleeping and you're repairing everything, you also, why we practice the habit of earlier, lighter dinner is so that your body can focus on its cell regeneration rather than processing the digestion. So with intermittent fasting, if you eat later at night, it's no big deal. Then the next morning, you kind of prolong your breakfast. There's an argument that you want to have 13 hours overnight to not have any food in your system, to add any new food to the system, so that your cells can start to regenerate. So some people will fast 14 hours and then eat the other 10 hours of the day. So these are the different rhythms of fasting food. They got a 18, some people will fast 18 and eat 4 hours. Those are the extremes, somewhere within there. But this idea is that after 13 hours, your fat cells start recycling and other cells start regenerating. There's lots of studies about that, and I will try to add some links to the video. So when you're writing down your plan for when you're going to eat, consider that. What would it be like to have 10 hours during the day to eat? When would I eat?
Well, what if I'm trying to gain weight?
Yeah, good question. Trying
Trying to gain weight.
I think it's still relevant to take into account how is the food being processed, and are you able to take what you need out of it? Like, are you assimilating the food that you're eating?
Yeah.
But that's where
The rest
next
to help
part,
with that.
that's this idea of how much active, it's always at play. How active are you versus how much you're eating? So there's what you're eating, when you're eating, and how much you're eating. So yeah, there's no way around it. If you want to lose weight, you need to be more active. And if you want to gain weight, you need to eat more.
But the break, the 13-hour break, is beneficial either way.
Well, there's a lot, there's new studies looking into it for health, for health and chronic inflammation and disorders. And this idea that the
break,
body's always rebuilding and
is gonna be-
reprocessing. So if you're not the cells are always breaking down and rebuilding. So so you got what you're eating and how much you're gonna sleep this week. And did you pick, I want you to pick 3 things you're gonna do, 1 a day for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. That's whole body rhythmic movement. So under the section that says what and cardio, list 3 things, 1 you can do each day. It can be 3 the same thing. For the next 3 days. That is going to keep your muscles, your whole body moving rhythmically for a total of 30 minutes.
Okay. Put weeding, and weeding.
Yeah, that's about it. But it has to be fast weeding, right?
Mm.
If it's going to count as cardio, it has to be that rhythmic movement.
Mhm.
Because the difference between cardio and slow strength work is that you're getting more blood flow and the heart is pumping
Mhm.
everything out, which is also really important for sleep, especially if you have pain. And then
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I probably do more intense cardio.
And it doesn't have to be like walking is intense enough. It has to
Really?
be, yes, walking is absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's intensity. Yeah. I guess I should break those down next time. I wanted to keep this short and I know you gotta go. So I did want to get to, were you able to fill out the what
Yeah.
for the food, the sleep, and the cardio?
Yeah.
In terms of this idea of intermittent fasting or right relationship with food, or the circadian rhythm of the cycles of sleep and movement, that's where you want to identify, focus, pigeonhole, grab onto the when. So when are you going to eat those foods? Just pick a time.
Um,
The next 3 days. Which,
yeah.
what time?
Well, I'm working, so I'll probably eat 7:30, and then I always get hungry again, at around 9:30 because I got to work till 11. So usually have some kind of a snack.
So you don't have to follow this, but just for
Mm.
the sake of this video. So you're thinking about, let's imagine. So your last meal is at 9:30 p.m.
Yeah.
So if we're going to explore or try this idea of intermittent fasting, experiment with it. On one end, you could do I eat for 10 hours. There's a 10-hour window where I eat, and there's a 14-hour window where I don't eat. It's easier when you make the not eating window while you sleep because you're sleeping. In my mind, that's just easy.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily have to do that. So your last meal is at 9:30 p.m. So you add 14 hours to that. So 9:30 a.m. would be your morning plus 2 hours. So
Yeah.
if you eat at 9:30 at night,
I can't eat breakfast till 11:30.
be fast would be 11:30. If you were trying out this intermittent fasting thing that
That's not what I do.
nutrition,
You know that.
a lot of new science out there for longevity, digestion, and all-round health. and chronic disease, preventing chronic disease and treating chronic disease. So that would give you that window of you made it past that 13-hour mark. So you've got 1 hour of this theoretical
Fasting.
recycling of cells and rejuvenation. You would get the benefits of it at that. So that's one way. The other way is the earlier, lighter dinner, right? So you eat late or you don't eat late, and then you can have a morning meal. But
Yeah.
either way, I'm just challenging you to experiment with it. And then, so sleep. Have you got a time for when you would sleep? First, how long are you going to sleep?
I would say 10 o'clock, 9 hours.
9 hours. That's great. And what time are you going to go to sleep? Yeah, knowing that you work, I'm just going to reiterate
10
for if
o'clock.
people watching the video, Jeff is working till 11 p.m. at night. So
Yeah, so when I'm not working, it would be 10 o'clock.
later. What's that?
When I'm not working, it would be 10 o'clock.
Mhm. So
And when I'm working, I'm in bed by 12.
So tonight's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So tonight, midnight
Yeah,
for bedtime. Is that what you got? And then tomorrow, midnight,
good night.
and then Sunday, you said 10?
10. Mhm.
Great. So will you to you for your cardio? Weeding, and weeding. And when?
Yeah.
So we got today, Saturday.
It's probably Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Okay. And what time? Specifically, what time? Because if you don't pencil it in, it's pretty easy to not do it.
Yeah. On those days, it would be, I can go to bed earlier, so I can get up 2 hours earlier. So I could be weeding after breakfast by 9 or 10.
Awesome. Okay, so we got interest.
So I can do it at like 8. Or a couple days a week, I don't mind getting up early at like 6 and doing it.
Yeah.
So
Super early.
it's kind of all over the place.
So we're almost done. One more thing. If you want. I mean, you can go. I know you didn't have much time. So
Yeah, I should probably go, unless it's going to be really, really brief.
you can do it on your own. The last part was obstacles. Just kind of it's just kind of looking ahead of time. Just like if you were on an adventure, you would look at your map and know what your risks and what things might get in the way.
Obstacles.
Yeah, in order you're off specifically around this
Mhm.
these things. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna get going. Okay, thank you. Bye for now.
Well, that was it. Hope you got something out of it.